All right, good morning. Live from Fly on the Wall Productions, North of Main Street in Barrie. What are you laughing about already? What?
Well, you say that with such
Spunk!
yeah.
We're always live.
It's Friday.
Yes, it is Friday. Friday!
Yeah.
National Donut Day today, Raylene.
It is?
Yep. National Donut Day. What do
That's
you like?
a pretty good day to
You-
have, a
you like-
National Donut Day.
Yeah. Do you like Dunkin'? Do you like Krispy Kreme? Do you like Cold Hollow Cider Mill? Do you like the cider
I like my
donut?
grandmother's homemade donuts.
Wayside's pretty good, too, for their
Yeah,
donuts.
those are bad. They're homemade donuts.
Yeah.
I don't like those other ones. I just like plain old fried
Yeah.
donuts like my grandma
Wow.
used to make.
Yeah.
Nothing like it.
Oh,
She used
yeah.
to make hers on the wood stove,
Oh, my God.
cast iron pot
Stop.
full of lard.
Really?
Yeah, that's what made them so good.
Oh, my God.
The lard.
Uh,
No Crisco stuff.
so, I think somewhere, somehow, somebody, I don't know if it's Dunkin', I don't know if it's Krispy Kreme, I don't know who the hell it is, but somebody is giving away free Dunkin' or free donuts today.
Well, you could probably Google it and find
Yeah,
out. Probably any
I will.
place that sells donuts.
Yeah.
You better get you some. We
Today-
know you want to.
Today is day number 2 of June. It is Friday. Happy freaking Friday, everyone. Woke up this morning to possibly, I'm strongly assuming that Mr. Fox has discovered the property and has discovered the ducks and the chickens.
And so you're missing a few.
We're missing, yeah, two chickens and one duck, and this is going to be a rather rough revelation.
For Miss Lily.
Yes, at some point, and listen, I know that I am certainly not the first person that this has happened to, and there are plenty of folks that I'm sure could give some good advice as to what to do about how to deal with a fox. But I think that what you said this morning is pretty accurate. That once you've got a fox that's discovered where they can get a meal, they're probably always going to be hanging around.
Right. I mean, aren't you always hanging around your kitchen?
Yeah. Yes,
You know.
I am. So what do I do? Do I declare war? This isn't a war that's worth fighting, is it?
Well,
I'm going to lose.
let's reminisce a little bit here.
Please.
Do you remember Mr. Groundhog
I do.
and your war with him, love?
Yes.
That was not well fought.
Okay.
Especially when you went outside in the morning in your Elmer Fudd outfit.
Trying to kill the thing.
I know.
I sat out there for like 3 hours, the ass crack of dawn, in my underwear with a gun
With a gun.
for nothing. I listened to the birds for a couple of hours, but yeah, I was trying to get them.
I heard the birds this
didn't
morning,
happen.
too.
Is that Tom?
Mr. Lozon.
Was that Tom driving by?
It was.
Boy, you're like super dark. I'm going to move some light in here for you. because
Okay.
I can hardly see you.
That's all right.
Where do we begin? First of all, you go. Tell us about. We have to talk about Beckley Hill Meadows, of course.
Yes.
And we have
There's
to
an
talk-
open house tomorrow.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about that. There's all kinds of things going on this week, and we'll talk about each one of those.
Okay.
And we'll make sure that all of the posters are up, like always.
Please.
We always pin them to the top. Sometimes I get messages because people can't find, but they should be able. It should be the first thing you get to on the page. There's a little square that will have all the different things that we pin, and yeah, it should be there. So I'm not going to promise that it's going to be there as soon as we end this show, but it will be there before the end of the day because everything is Saturday and Sunday.
Right.
So I will get those things out there for you. But
You're
then,
an animal
yes,
with that shit. You're posting up like
well, I try to
so
be.
much. My God, it's
try to be.
incredible.
But then, so right now we have a couple of different things going on in the city that are rather important.
Yes.
So, one of them is there is a petition going, and the petition is to hopefully stop the sale or at least slow the sale for now of the Wheelock house.
All right.
The Wheelock building. So only because
This is in the Times Argus.
it is. And only because it is the thought of many that it should never have been sold to begin with, or at least not sold because the mayor and the manager and a couple of other people decided that it should be sold. Okay. It belongs to the city. Therefore, it should have been voted on by the people. And if the people choose to sell it, fine, sell it. But if the people say no, then it doesn't get sold. And, it was gifted to the city by this senior center. It would be my assumption that they could have sold it instead of give it to the city. I'm sure the seniors could have used a few bucks, right?
Yep.
So, that's just kind of the way I feel about it. I know that others feel the same way, but some people just feel that it's a matter of principle. It should have never been decided by a few, but by all.
All right.
And so that petition is going on. We need the signatures, and I will be out and about. And so if you want to sign it, just let me know, and I'll get it to you.
All right.
And then there is also going to be a special council meeting on Monday, 5:00, council chambers.
All right.
Everybody is welcome, trying to find solutions for the influx of homelessness now that the hotels have closed. Or
Okay.
the majority of them. So what are options throughout the city? Some of the options that were thrown out at council the other night were quite appalling to me, one of them being the cemetery. And I'm going to tell you right now that I do not want them in the cemetery. I do not want anybody camping in the cemetery. I don't care who you are. I don't want it. It's not okay. That's a sacred place. My family paid good money for the plot and good money for the stone, and I don't have faith that the cemetery or the stones will be respected. Yep. And I don't want to see somebody's family pull in there to have a funeral and see portalets and homeless people walking around. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean.
Or tents.
Or tents or any of that. It's not the place.
Councillor Booten,
Period.
Are you there?
I sure am.
What the hell are you saying about this?
Well, first I do want to cover a couple things. First off, Raylene, you're wrong. Apple cider donuts are amazing from Cold Hollow. The best donuts.
I don't like those at all.
I'm so sorry that you're wrong.
Booten's just setting the record straight here.
We'll duke it out later, babe.
Yeah, we'll definitely duke it out. And JD, leave the poor fox alone. He's just hungry.
The poor fox?
It could be a weasel.
The poor fox?
Yeah, it could be a weasel.
It could be a coyote.
Could be.
I don't care what it is. I'm going to kill the goddamn thing.
You know what? You know what you need to do?
It broke his little girl's heart, Michael.
Michael, it broke it. It's going to be
not the fox's fault. It's your fault, JD.
How's it my fault?
It's your fault because you did not protect your ducks.
Yeah.
If you protected your ducks, you would have an extra duck this morning. So it's not the fox's fault, who is just trying to survive. Okay?
Right.
And sees a beautiful
because there
duck.
wasn't enough shit in the woods to eat.
Yeah. Thank you,
Raylene.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, thanks, Raylene.
Exactly.
Hey, keep pissing me off here. I'm going to bring up the whole chicken ordinance in the city of Barrie thing.
No. No.
See, look
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah.
Aha!
Let's not talk about
Okay,
chicken.
we ended that discussion
Yes,
quick,
we
didn't
did.
we?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I want to say something. So 1988, the building was gifted to the city. There's some information that I had to clarify in my mind. It was gifted to the city by the senior center, the seniors of Berry City, and that then they rented it. The senior center rented it for $1 a year from the city.
Mm-hmm.
So we technically owned that building since 1988.
Nice.
And when in 2014, the senior center said, okay, we're all done. We're moving to another location. And quite frankly, at that time, they probably could have said, hey, would you be willing to sell this? And the city probably, well, I don't know. I probably wouldn't have sold it. So I've been pretty stinking clear about my selling it. In fact, I was chatting with Jeffrey last night because when the conversation first came up, we were talking about whether or not we wanted to rent it out, and I said no, I don't want to be a landlord as a municipality, although I'll take that over selling it. But I made that comment that I, in my frustration, me, sometimes I say things that I don't really mean.
We all do.
And I know. And I was like, no, I don't want to be a landlord. I'd rather sell it. So then all of a sudden the conversation switched into selling it. This was back in 2019. And Jeffrey and I voted no to selling it. And then they were asked, hey, does anybody want to do the RFP? And Jeffrey and I looked at each other.
Can you tell people what an RFP is, please?
A request for proposals. So we would put together a packet to request proposals from people. So Jeffrey and I looked at each other. It's like, yeah, we'll do that. And then we killed it.
Right.
We basically, it's the equivalent of sending it to committee. And it died in committee. And then 6 months later, one of the counselors that were removed from her position emailed the council and said, hey, what's been going on with this? That was the last email regarding the sale of the Wheelock building. And I kind of chuckled about it because it was kind of funny thinking about how, I've been very much against selling this building. This is a public
the whole time.
asset.
Right.
Correct. It's a public asset. It's a gem of our downtown.
Sure.
It is, when you think of the Berry City Main Street of the 1800s,
right?
That's the last remnant of that era. Not even the Nichols building, right? That's a different era.
Yeah.
This is before that. It's this is it, man. And what happens, and believe me, I think Fox Market will do a fine job maintaining it. In their documents, they did not specify that they're restoring it, which you can find the bids online now at berrycity.org. Those bids are on there, and you should read those bids.
Right, and this is not about any one person. This is about the building being sold, period.
Correct. Correct.
That it should have been brought to the voters. It's city owned, not owned by the mayor and the people that chose to put it on the market.
And I'm fully on board. We should have never listed that building to begin with. And the minute we listed it, I could tell by the votes on city council that this was going to go through. And my hope was to find somebody that would own that building that would still maintain our possession, which is the reason why I supported the Wheelock House LLC. However, let me just be clear. I would vote no to sell it to them as well.
Right. And you have made that perfectly clear the whole time. So let's together also make it clear, because you are a councilman and you will be able to say yes or no to this fact. this petition is not asking anybody to assume the restoration of this building. This petition simply is asking the owners of the building, which is the people of the city,
Right.
whether or not they should sell it. And if the people choose to sell it, then it gets sold. And if the people choose not to sell it, then we go from there. It's a new discussion.
Correct. If we
Why
if
was
we
that
just-
never brought? Why was that never brought to the citizens of Barry, Michael?
because Barry City Council does have the authority to sell property. What's really interesting is that the petition process was a process, a charter language that I opposed when we put it into force. It was something that the mayor was dead set about putting into charter. And I mean, I guess now I should say thank you.
Well, and I mean, he said during council that he said, go ahead, do the petition, please.
Yeah, and you
So-
know, I'll say this: I don't know if he has a firm grasp on, you know, the sentimentality of a sentiment or whatever of the community. You know, when you're pushing for encampments in our city, you might be a little out of step
Right.
with how the city feels.
Well, you've got to live here your whole life to have that sentiment.
No, you don't.
No,
You
not to
don't
have that
live-
sentiment. There are a lot of
No,
people
no,
that
no.
have moved here and
No,
love
I'm-
it as
yeah.
much as we do.
I'm talking about the Wheelock building.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
The
oh,
Wheelock
oh.
building. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
For
I
sure.
think that, you know, people that have lived in the community for a very long time do have that towards the Wheelock building.
Yeah.
A lot of people also feel that, you know, the city council really gave a raw deal to the Barry Partnership, and we're evicting them like this month, I think.
Yep.
We told them they had to get out this month, which, you know, it was kind of interesting. We shortened their lease back in December, and then January, we all of a sudden decide to sell the Wheelock building.
Right.
I mean, was that planned out? I don't know. That's kind of,
It's
I'll
kind of
just
like,
put that out there.
yeah. Kind of
You
like
know,
the cow pasture being bought back and now going to be a camping ground.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
I'll
my
say
thought
this.
too.
The cow pasture committee will lose their ever loving mind.
Well, and a
over
lot
this.
of people are as well.
And
They're-
they are. All
yeah.
those residents up there, every single one, even people that are on like the side that I would expect them to say yes, are like, no, not a good idea.
I can't remember his name. Who's the head of the cow pasture committee?
Well, I thought it was Chris Root.
Yes, I
Chris-
thought so too.
Well,
She is, and that's a she.
okay.
That's a she. That she is a yeah.
Well, can we get her in here this morning on the air?
I do not know her phone number, and she's probably unavailable.
Okay.
But you could certainly try to reach out to her via email.
Mm-hmm.
She's a wonderful person. You can contact anybody on that committee, and I'm almost guaranteeing you that they would say no.
All right.
And you know, it
Why?
makes sense, right? Well, you know, one of the posters posted on there, you know, you do got to worry about bears, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is a
And
concern.
ticks.
I mean, and ticks, you know, and so I mean, those seem like whatever, right? But at the end of the day, it's not really designed for that. There's no place for you to put porta potties up there. The only place that you can really camp is in the field, and then you're like camping in the middle of the field where people walk. And first of all, just no. How about we just say no? Because at the end of the day, the problem that we're having is that when other communities are not stepping up and saying, "Oh, camp here too," then we become the default place to go to.
Exactly. We're
Although
not in there. This is a statewide. This isn't Barry. Put it all on your shoulders, especially
Correct.
because a lot of people came here from out of state as well. We have met.
Correct.
I will say that JD and I have met several people that have come in here looking for different things throughout the winter. Phone numbers, resources, different things like that. They came on a bus from Florida, or they came on a bus from here or there. Some of them were staying in the Pierre Motel, and some of them had already gotten jobs. We met that one gentleman who had gotten a job right away doing dishes at Mulligan's.
Right. Yeah.
So he was doing whatever he could up here. First, he went to Johnson. He didn't feel comfortable in Johnson, so they put him on a bus and brought him down to Barrie. And this is where he's been. So, there's a lot of people involved.
Right.
And I am hoping, and I hope council members also have said to people like the Department of Corrections, we want you involved on Monday evening. We want to know what your thoughts are and what you prepare to do, because a lot of the homeless people here are also under supervision of the Department of Corrections.
Right.
So where are they falling in line in taking on some of this responsibility and role and figuring some of this out?
Yeah, and I don't know that side of it. I don't know if they're actually under supervision. I do know this.
There are people under supervision. I can promise you that. That
Okay.
I know and know.
And I don't know
Yeah.
that. I do know that we did get an update last night from the manager.
Mhm.
And he did indicate that there were 25 households that was exited on yesterday.
Mhm.
2 individuals.
How many? How many?
25.
25 households.
Right.
So whatever that means. There was a few that were granted extensions, 2 that had medical issues. One had there was not as many that came out. Okay.
Mhm.
And on top, and then he said that there was a few did go camping. In fact, we did have some that went to Canales Park, and they were removed by the police, told them to move on. Apparently, they had set up like a bonfire.
Where is that?
Do you know where the Barrie Manor is?
Yes.
So behind the Barrie Manor on Pleasant Street, as you're just before you start going up that very steep hill, there's actually a little pocket park right there. Nobody knows about it. It's like the gem of the little. Maybe we should sell that, huh?
Yeah.
Michael, Michael,
I'm kidding. By the way, I'm kidding.
We know.
I do not want to sell Canales Park.
Michael,
Yeah.
if a chickadee farts on North Main Street, there's an ordinance for that.
Correct.
You can't even put a 10 by 10 pop-up tent on the sidewalk.
Correct.
There are so many city ordinances. Glenn is asking this morning, aren't there city ordinances that prohibit camping?
Yes.
Yes,
In
and
fact,
that's
yes,
why
they
they're
do.
having this meeting.
Correct. So what's happening is that the Planning Commission, Homelessness Task Force, and the Cow Pasture Committee are getting together to discuss where they think camping should be, and then City Council will have to vote to change the rules. And
then again, I feel the same way I feel about the Wheelock House. This isn't a decision for a few committee members and council. This is the city as a whole. And so if you want to be a part of the solution and a part of what happens, show up Monday night, 5 p.m. at City Hall in Chambers. Or by Zoom. I'll make sure everybody has the link as well.
Yeah, I am just straight up. I am a hard pass on camping in the city. I will say that people that want to camp, there is a designated area I saw a post online that Hubbard Park is a designated area for campers. And I fully go for it. I mean,
Well,
if
now wait a
Montpelier,
second. Now hang on a second. That's Montpelier.
yeah, I
Yeah,
am
well, they
quite
can
aware
help
of that.
too. They can help too.
But let me just say this: Montpelier doesn't have a homeless shelter.
Right,
Okay?
exactly.
So let's do our part. And Berry City has been very, very open with supporting the homeless shelter. So when people say, yes, in my backyard, as someone said,
Well, then please, by all
of course,
means, open your backyard.
yeah, I will say that. Yes, there was one comment on Facebook. It said there's a couple shady areas in a specific place in city. And I just laughed hysterically because I knew where he was going on that
Right,
comment.
right. Yeah. Me
But if
too.
you're,
And I mean,
yeah,
hey, if you want to open your backyard, that's up to you. I mean,
and
you
you
own
know
your
what?
property. If you are willing to do that and you want to do that, and you say, hey, yeah, I don't care if there's a couple tents in my backyard, and because I know that somewhere they can walk and take a shower and use the facilities, whatever, or however it's going to work, then that's up to you. But citywide, no. And it should not be up to a few committee members to decide.
Right.
It
Right.
should be as a whole. We should all be talking about this.
Yeah, and I agree with that, and that's the reason why I posted it on the fan page to let people know, and to get that conversation. And I'll say this: people that don't want encampments are not evil people.
No.
There seems to be this like, oh well, you don't care. No, what we don't think is that people should be, one, we don't think people should be in this position, and
You know what
more than
makes
likely,
me chuckle a little bit when it comes to people saying, and I'm going to say it just like this, shit like that, because that's what it is. It's shit. It's bullshit. Those people have no idea. They say that, they do all these wonderful things, and they are constantly putting me down and so many members of this city. This is what I say to those people. When shit hit the fan and somebody's house burned to the ground, where were you? When shit hit the fan and all the kitchens closed at Christmas time, and we had 187 people in Berry City and another 136 in Montpelier that were not going to have dinner on Christmas, where were you? Because the first year that it happened, I pulled that out of the bag with 12 of my friends with these microphones right from this studio, and we fed those people and 100 more. And we continued to do it throughout COVID, all by ourselves. Very few of us. Never once did I see any of those people's name on the list to volunteer, do anything, not even pass out a flyer, deliver a meal, bring a salt and pepper shaker. Nothing. Nothing. Every benefit we do, I don't see any of them there. We do so much shit. We are involved with so much shit. And I never see these people anywhere. We sold t-shirts for months. We sold t-shirts trying to collect money so that we could do gift bags for the elderly in the nursing homes that were shut in. They literally were totally shut off from their family. They had no one. We were trying to give them a little sense of peace, and that was like pulling teeth. Same thing. The Berry City true value, Berry City, whatever. Those people were stepping up to the plate, doing what they had to do to help. And the people that say this shit just piss me off, because all you are is keyboard pirates. That's what you are. You don't do a damn thing. Come walk with me for just 1 week, and then you can see how it's really done. That's all I've got to say about that.
JD, can you do me a huge favor?
Sure.
And just ding the bell?
And
I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
toot my
disagree
horn
with
about it every damn day either.
No.
I just do it. I'm saying it right now because I'm pissed, because I'm tired of people saying that, we're making things hard or we're these horrible people. No, we're not. We are the people that step up and rally around each other, and we've always done that. That's very strong.
Yeah.
That is the brave little city that we have right here. We've always been that way.
As you're talking, and there's definitely ways that can fix the problems that we have, and I know, Raylene, you are very close to because of situations, we have to fix our homelessness issue.
Mm-hmm.
We really need to address the underlying reasons.
Exactly.
And
Mental
the
health,
underlying-
drug addiction. Yeah.
Yeah. And we're not willing to hold people accountable. And if we're not willing to hold people accountable, then how can we say we're helping?
Right. And we can't hold people accountable until we educate ourselves on what the actual problem is. And we're going to be doing that really soon, Tuesdays at noon on It's No Secret, starting June 13th.
Nice plug.
Let's say
Very
June.
nice plug.
Let's say June 13th one more time. Say it again.
June 13th.
June. Did you just say June 13th?
I did at noon.
Did you say June 13th
I
at
did.
noon?
And so on June 13th at noon, Dottie Moffat is going to join me. It's no secret. She is a licensed drug and alcohol counselor as well as a psychotherapist. And
this is addiction and recovery.
And mental health.
And mental health.
And also that day...
right here
yes,
on air now.
Hush it. Also that day, Mariah Clark Haggett will be joining me. And Mariah is Tyler Matthews' mother.
Wow.
Mariah just lost her son to an overdose on Mother's Day. And my show is actually in his memory and will always be in his memory. And she will be joining us that day as well.
This is getting it done.
It is getting it done.
Or at least grabbing the bull by the horns.
We have to.
Yeah. Michael, while we have you on the line, are you still with us or did you hang up?
He ditched us.
Did he?
I don't know. He's not talking to you anymore.
No, he's... Oh, wait a minute. No. Oh, what did I do? I did something.
I don't know what you did.
Are you kidding me? I touched my phone. That's what the problem is.
I think he
Are
muted
you there, buddy?
you, Michael. Just hang up and call him back.
Oh, my God. Really? How's that possible?
I don't
know. I did something. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I wanted to ask you, did you, and if you didn't, I'm going to come over and beat your ass. Did you get a chance? Did you get a chance? Please tell me that you did, to listen to the Brave Little State podcast about Scary Barry.
Yeah. So
that pisses me off.
Did you listen to it, Michael?
I did.
Tell him your story.
Tell him my story of where that came from?
No. Hang on. Hang on a second.
Oh.
Brave Little State, the podcast from Vermont Public Radio.
Yeah.
Decided to do an episode entitled Scary Barry. And the meaning the meaning behind it, how they claim that the city of Barry got tagged with these words. Why of all of the thousands of important subjects that could be discussed on a podcast, that one was chosen
You know,
Absolutely, completely baffles me.
I just need to say something about this. I will be quite frank with you. When I heard, um, I think Amanda Gustin was really right about this, and I know, right? Um, even talking and making a podcast about it, it's like you're breathing life into something that's slowly dying.
Thank
And
you.
and with all
Exactly
due
my point.
respect, just
Why
because
give that any legs?
right, right. And just because Scary and Barry rhyme doesn't mean anything. Only people
Right.
that use that term are people that don't live here and know. Um, you know,
Or people
the
that are repeating it because that's what, you know.
correct, correct.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I was just talking. I've been messaging somebody that's moving to our community, and she was talking about how she wanted to come to a community that's art friendly, right? And she's coming from another state to work for our school system, and I'm just young couple. I helped find them a place for them to live. They're they're going to be signing the lease, I guess, and it's just the comment,
Mm-hmm.
the scary Barry that people talk about doesn't exist, and I don't think it ever has existed because I remember as a kid walking the tracks at 2 o'clock in the morning. And that was at like 13 years old. And
Mm-hmm.
I never feared anything. Okay. And I go down on Main Street, and even at night, I'm not scared of anything. The things that scare me about Barry, I mean,
Some of the story that you told me last Friday that touched her heart that you heard after we talked about Scary Berry, if you're willing.
uh, you're gonna have to, because
Um,
I
es-
can't
es-
remember anything.
espresso. Bueno.
Oh, so yeah. I was listening. So part of that podcast, it was someone that worked at Espresso Bueno, and I almost think it was Elizabeth's daughter, and I might be wrong. And she made a comment, which was not necessarily about Scary Barry per se, but just the general public. Berry City, we don't have time to deal with we're busy, we're trying to help other people, and we don't care about the you know offending people, which makes less microaggressions in her story. She
That
was
was the
saying that
word. Yes, that was that
there was less
microaggressions.
microaggressions.
What the
And
fuck does that have to do?
well, so what she was saying though is that, some people are so focused on not offending or trying to, I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, it's like the whole DEI thing, right? And that whole thing that's going on, um people are so hyper focused on, oh, I need to act this certain way, and what that's causing, according to her, is that's causing more microaggressions, and more, it just people in Barry just don't care. We don't care about how you live your life, what you do, uh, you know, uh, how you look. We got things we got to do. We're focused on like affording
Yeah,
milk.
we just want to coexist. We want to
We just want to
coexist just like we
coexist, and
always have done.
and we focus on, let's be nice to each other, right? And that's what she was saying, and it did touch my heart. I mean, considering all that's been said about me, for some of the things that I have done to try to, let's not, this should not be even discussed about, right?
Hmm.
Like, just let it die. and yeah, it was. I will say I was okay with that podcast. I wasn't excited that we even talked about it. I don't know why certain individuals were interviewed.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
The
biting my
only
tongue
person
so hard right now,
I
Michael.
know. Well, I'll just tell
I'm
you that
biting my tongue so hard that I can taste blood right now.
I know, right? Like I was listening to the interview. I'm like, half of these people, the only person in that interview that had been in the city longer than 4 years
Thank you.
was Karen from Karen. Now I can't think of her name. Karen from the old labor hall used to be the library director.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, well, she's a good source,
Right.
but you're talking to, individuals that, yeah, okay, they've been able to get into a position of power, but
Right.
those aren't people that I would call about Scary Barry, since they may not have been living
Well,
in this
apparently
state.
it wasn't so scary enough to keep them away. They chose to
Yeah,
move
I
here.
know, right?
I
I'll say this.
reached
So-
out to the hosts, Angela and Myra, and I have left 2 messages for them and a text message. I'm probably going to email them here soon, and I have asked them to at least give me a call. I would love to invite them to come on.
It'll
Air
never
it out.
happen.
But why though? Why,
So,
Raylene?
I'll say this. There is something. So Scary Barry. I don't really remember that term growing up, and I don't remember hearing it until I basically got on city council. Right.
Well,
So
as you
that was
heard in that episode, and I hope Michael Deering actually listened to it and
He did.
and
Sent it to
not
me as well.
and not reading the transcript. I'm not talking about the transcript. You got to listen. You've got
Correct.
to listen.
So if you're a member of the Times Argus, you can actually type in Scary Barry in Times Argus, and you're going to get a bunch of pictures of the terrifying pictures. I mean, totally terrifying. These little monsters
Yeah.
walking Main Street.
I can't-
5 or 6 year olds.
Yeah.
5 or 6 year olds all dressed up in Halloween.
And I can't remember the name of the lady that was interviewed in that episode on Brave Little State. Who
Patty Merriam. Was it Patty Merriam?
is that? Who it was,
So-
really?
She said that she created the Scary Barry thing to get rid of the stigma. But, and I've talked to a couple people who can't remember, and we just can't remember it being used as a stigma before that. And so it's really unfortunate that it turned from that cute little, parade, Scary Barry, of these little kids dressing up in Halloween costumes, walking down the street, okay, and turned it into this like scar. And what's really interesting about it is that was really prevalent between like 2000 and 2016, right? When we were dealing with a lot of the FSU stuff. We were dealing with a lot of that influx that we were having. And then Barry City started kicking back, right? And that's also about the same time that Tom Lozon was mayor, and he was busting rump to fix up our city. I don't
That's
hear
right.
Scary Barry very much anymore. And
Then
maybe that's
why
because-
was that given legs as an episode title on this Brave
No.
Little State podcast? Why?
I don't know.
Why were
and I
the
don't
Flames
understand
fanned? Why would they do something like that?
But you
Would
know
they
what?
do? Would the hosts of Brave Little State would they have featured a story like that if it was their hometown?
I don't know. I mean, they acknowledged that, they didn't want to, let, stoke up the flames of it. But at the end of the day,
Then don't make an
Well,
episode
can
about
I
it.
just say, you know what? When somebody says Scary Barry, everybody needs to laugh because it's ridiculous. It is so ridiculous.
Listen,
And
I'm gonna, you know it, Booten. I'm gonna get criticized for even talking about it this morning, giving it any attention on the microphone this morning, as we are right now.
yeah, that's very true. But let me just encourage people that are listening. When you hear the term, just laugh at them and say, where? What are you talking about? Because this is not the case for Barry.
Talking
And it
about,
never,
if they are talking about addiction and mental health, then they really truly are closed-minded, because that is a crisis across the entire United States. It's not only being fought here in Barrie. And so it's those closed
everywhere.
minds that are going to keep it that way.
But boy,
Yeah,
they're
man,
You're always afraid of what you don't understand.
and then there's certain
so-
cities they'll work very hard to try to cover it up. Mm-hmm. Put
Right.
a little bit of
Again,
polish on the outside, buff
Right,
it up.
and we don't really tend to cover much up here.
again, I just
right.
need to go back to the comment that when somebody says it, just laugh at them because it's dumb. I mean, for example, if somebody came up to me and said, Michael, I'm concerned that you're anorexic, what would I do?
Well, that you have to admit that would kind of be funny.
It would be funny. And you would be like, that's stupid, and laugh and walk away. So when it comes to people coming up and saying, oh, Scary Barry, you say, that's stupid, and then walk away. Because it's not
But
a
it
real
is
thing.
so okay. I agree with you. It's not Scary Barry, but it is scary to some, is what I'm saying, because some people
Let me just tell
are
you,
afraid of some things. It's not Barry that's scary. It's the unknowns. It's
only
the things
scary
they don't
thing
know
about-
about.
So then every
only-
city
only
is scary.
Exactly.
Every city is scary.
That's what I'm saying.
the only thing that I find scary about Barry is a closed group on Facebook.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where's my goddamn bell, Raylene?
Yeah. And you
No,
have one over there,
no
and you got a
shit.
whistle, and you got a this and a that.
You walk down Main Street. There's nothing. Although I will say this: if we start having encampments, that will perpetuate that problem.
Oh, absolutely.
And the fact that our mayor is supporting that does scare me.
Because he does. Oh, no.
Oh no! Don't say nope.
He's gonna fuck everything up and then move back to where he came from. That's what's gonna happen.
That's
He's
okay,
gonna
'cause then
divide us all.
We'll have a great mayor that will come in and fix it all.
The show's called Aired
Yeah.
Out, Raylene.
Yeah, that's right. Tom Lozon, 2024. That's what I'm rooting for. That's what I'm hoping. I cross my fingers, pray, and chant it every damn day.
I hope so too, because let me tell you, Barry City needs another boost of energy.
Yes, we do.
Well, we
I don't.
We
and
need
I
a
don't
real
know if
leader.
he's going to run, but
need a leader.
I don't know if he's gonna either, but I certainly try to coax him into it. I'll
I
tell
know,
you that
as
right
do
now.
I, and he is so judicial about not.
I know.
I
That's
know.
I had everything in me to get him to run for city council. It was literally phone calling him at like 2:00 in the afternoon, like, Tom, go down there and sign the petition. Please, we need.
I wonder
you,
if
Barry City needs
I
you."
hang on to his pant leg and make him drag me around for an hour or so. If then he'll do it.
Oh, that is very tempting. That is very tempting.
Michael, I would again. I'll say it again. I've reached out twice now to Brave Little State. They haven't yet contacted me back, and all I said was, "Hey, just please give me a call
Yeah.
so we can talk."
You know what? though,
I would
Katie?
love
I
to.
don't
I
know
would
if
love
it's-
to see them. Wouldn't it be great if they did an episode on Brave Little State about all of the
Well,
ass kicking things, the great things that are going on in our
Yes,
city? Hang on, Michael.
exactly. How truly brave
just
we
like
are.
the heritage, more good, positive stuff about the Heritage Festival, the concerts in the park,
But-
how great our freaking city is. There's new businesses that have come into town. Do a fucking podcast
Well, we don't want them
episode
to do it
about
because
that.
we do it every day.
JD,
Understand,
just
but
do
I'm
it
saying,
yourself.
I am, Michael.
That's
I'm
right. We do it every day.
Right,
Every day,
exactly.
buddy.
And
Every
that's,
day.
So we
that's
already
all
hold
that-
the market
just-
on that.
No, but I don't know. I mean, I don't listen to VPR, so
Me either.
I just
I don't read Front Porch Forum, and I don't listen to VPR.
Yeah. The brave little state, you know. Let's just.
Come
I'm
on.
willing to
Jeez.
bet you it's a leftist organization that's pushing
Mhm.
whatever.
Mhm.
I mean, just based on the interviewees. So I'd say, you know what, it's not that big of a deal.
Michael, there are constantly so many wonderful things happening in and around Barrie that
Yeah.
that frankly, to be really blunt with you, Raylene and I are having a hell of a time keeping up with it,
I know.
trying to get it all on the air. I mean, look what's happening at the Vermont Granite Museum this weekend. Look at the fishing derby, the Gunnerbrook Fishing Derby happening this weekend. There's so many
There is.
The Stephen Tracy Memorial Poker Run,
positive
the
things going on.
Family Fun Day at the Family Center.
And that just goes
So
to
much
show
stuff.
you that the comment about Scary Barry is so dumb.
It
And
is dumb.
again, it is Michael, you look like you're anorexic.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, how do you respond to that? How do you oh, JD, you look like you could be a basketball player.
All right, now you're pushing it now.
I'm coming over to
your goddamn house.
And don't forget,
You
I
don't
look
even
like
know where I
Dolly
live.
Parton.
Yeah,
Yes, and Raylene, you look like Dolly Parton.
You're damn straight, Bootin.
God.
That makes,
You know,
I mean, it honestly, Raylene, you look more like Dolly Parton than Barry at Scary.
you know
I'm
what,
sorry.
Michael? I'll tell you something. If you want to read something that's positive, pick this up, The World,
Yeah.
and just finger through The World, and you'll see everything that's in here is positive stuff about what's going on in our community. They tell you all these wonderful things that are happening. Without The World, I mean, we read it every day.
Yeah.
Chris comes in here. He delivers the newspaper, and we fight over
And
it.
JD saves them for life. Ask his wife.
I am a little bit of a world hoarder. Okay, I have a file cabinet, Raylene.
Do you have a problem, JD?
He has more than a file cabinet. When the file cabinet's full, he empties the file cabinet into boxes and moves them to a room and then starts filling the file cabinet
here's
again.
another example. JD is a person that is very orderly and spick and span.
Orderly. Jesus, where did that
Exactly.
Right.
Right
no,
there
he's saying
Yeah.
that is
is how
freaking
you
laughable.
react. That's how you react to the term.
Yeah.
Very big.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. You aren't
understand.
kidding. You aren't kidding.
And for those that don't know, which I'm sure everybody does, JD's desk is cray cray
Oh,
down
my
there.
God.
Although I can't say anything because my desk at home way crazy. I mean,
see?
there's no doubt I am absolutely like borderline hoarder.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't keep world documents, but I will say this for emails.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Google's constantly saying, "Hey, Mr. McFaddy,
You're up
you
to-
need to let go."
You're up to 30,000. You need to clean up.
30,000, JD. I have 12,000 that haven't been opened.
Oh, gosh.
That's slightly
You
worse
guys-
than me.
You
And
guys
that's-
have a serious problem.
That's only one email box. I have like 10.
Oh. Hey, listen, you were the first spinoff here at Fly in the Wall Productions with the Barry Beat podcast. Monday nights. Michael Booten is the host. Raylene is with you. You guys are doing a hell of a job, and you're talking about stuff like this and a lot of what goes on, the real nuts and bolts of what's happening with City Council. But how about Lori Shepherd launching this sports podcast right here at Fly on the Wall Productions, Michael? Isn't this amazing?
You know, JD, I'm hoping for a day where at any given moment you can log on and find somebody podcasting out of the Fly on the Wall
Oh, my
production
God.
studios.
It's on its way.
Oh, my God. And now Raylene, she's going to have a show every Tuesday at noon. Lori Shepherd is live with the Four Quarters podcast every Wednesday and Friday night. She'll be on tonight with Noah McLean. He does all the announcing for the Mountaineers as they get ready to. By the way, Brian Gallagher, the general manager, is going to be on with us soon. Michael, that's the dream right there, bud. Is
I have to tell you something.
that you have to pee?
No, but I have to tell you something, Michael. I wish you were here in the studio, actually, because I think I might need protection.
Oh, the shit everywhere!
He just put his foot up. I think he was going to throw his crock at me. But, so I guess who asked if they could come on my show?
Who's that?
Jerry Poitras.
No!
Oh,
No! Portress said that he was going to come on?
Yes.
Really?
He did.
See, that pisses me off.
Did.
I've been asking Portress to come on the air for 5 goddamn years.
I know. I said, I don't know, Jerry.
Bastard.
I don't know. You might get,
haven't
yeah. I'm
JD,
just-
it sounds like you ask a lot of people to come on the air and they don't come. Is there a reason why? Because I've had Steve McKenzie on and you haven't had him on yet.
Did you have Mackenzie on?
yes.
Oh, yeah, I
A
did.
couple times.
Yeah. Yeah.
This was a good one. This was a good episode. We had this one. Michael, are you looking at your screen right now?
No, I
This was a
I
good-
can't while I'm on the phone.
Oh, you
This
dumbass.
was a good one too.
Which one's that? Which
Oh,
one are
just-
you?
Remember the Spring Fling episode? Oh no, we're just showing different covers of the World newspaper.
Yeah, you already took the ones from December and January down to the basement.
Are you broken?
was a
Is
good
there
one.
something wrong with you?
Oh, honey, there's
No,
something
I'm-
very wrong with him.
I'm good.
Oh, you must be upset.
Yep, no, we're all right. We're okay. Everything's fine.
Poor JD. Did you have a temper tantrum?
I know
Did you
where
have a temper
everything
tantrum?
is, Bootin. Everything.
Listen, we have to wrap it up, but thank you so very much for joining us this morning on air and, talking this out with us so that
Yeah.
we
Not
can
a
spread the
problem.
message. And we need to do this more often. We need to be a little more diligent about this as well. We need to start talking about this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
Thanks for coming on, Michael. Final question.
Sure.
And anytime I say to you, final
I'm
question.
not fat.
If I say final question, Duke's up because I'm coming
Okay.
after you. Where the world wants to know, where was the tick on Michael Booten? On the ass, on the nads, in the scalp, the beard? Where was the tick?
Do you know where you put a tramp stamp? The tick was trying to give me a tramp stamp, and I was like, "No, I'm all good." It was really uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I felt this like weird feeling,
Oh,
like
my-
right on the small of your back, and I'm like, "What's going on?" And then I reached back there, or no, I felt it because and I was like, tick.
oh my.
They're nasty.
They
Tick
are nasty. They're
blood-sucking
disgusting.
little-
I agree.
They're blood suckers.
Yes.
Mhm.
Similar to.
That is what they are.
Listen, first of all, have a great
No, that isn't a bloodsucker, honey. The
Have-
other thing.
have a great weekend, Michael. Okay?
You do as well.
Number one. Number two, you're a bastard because you haven't invited us over to enjoy some of your Traeger grill cooking. bastard. And
Yeah, and we haven't been to Gusto's
yeah.
in
What's
together
up with
in
that?
weeks. I'm just telling you.
What's up with that?
I don't know what they're talking about. I've been to Gusto's quite a few times.
No, I said together. I said we
Oh,
have not been
together.
together to Gusto's together in
I know.
weeks.
Well, I gotta go. So I have to go early because I don't like the music.
I know.
It's too loud for
He always
me.
says to me, "It's too
loud
loud in here."
It's
That's
too
what he says
loud.
to me. It's too loud in here.
Yeah.
Honey, we're
But
in
you
a
have to-
bar.
I know, but if you go during the day when it's nice and calm, I can bring the pup.
Well, we can sit
You know.
outside. We've enjoyed a couple of evenings outside.
So why haven't
That
you?
is true.
So forget about Gusto's for a second. Why haven't you? By the way, who do they have someone playing tonight?
I'm sure they do. I have to look.
Is it Chris Powers?
No.
All right. Why haven't you invited us over for some cooking on the Traeger grill?
Again, we just talked about that. Remember how I said I'm like borderline hoarder?
Yeah.
Which means borderline hoarders don't allow people in their house. You should know that.
Michael.
As a hoarder, a class 5 hoarder, you should know that.
But Michael, if there's food involved, do you really think I could give a shit about hoarding? If you're cooking on a Traeger bud that you got over at Nelson's, I
know.
don't care. I don't care
I
what
know.
I don't
And I
care what
did
kind of
get it.
hoarding.
He'll wait in the driveway and you can just chuck it down to him.
Oh, I could do that. I mean, I just made some smoked mac and cheese recently.
Oh,
So, I mean, I could.
yeah. Thanks for getting about us over here,
Well,
asshole.
you know, I will. Although I smoked it a little too long and it was a little dry, so
That doesn't matter.
yeah, it does. It does. But
Well, you'll just have
and
to make
plus-
some more, honey.
plus, I wanted to put some seasoning, some Traeger seasoning on it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, Nelson's Ace Hardware was closed because they actually care about their employees and shut down the day before and the day of Memorial Day.
Mhm.
They
Ah.
do that as a benefit for their employees.
Mhm.
Ah.
And sadly, though, it was the day that I needed the Traeger rub, and I couldn't get it. But, you know, I don't know why I told you that story, except for to give a plug to Bob Nelson for caring about his employees more than he cares about, Michael's need for.
It's very true.
Yeah. It is true.
I will, yeah, and you can get your Traegers from there, and I would absolutely recommend getting a Traeger from there. Everybody that I've talked to that owns a Traeger,
Yeah.
they love it, and yeah, I mean, I work with someone that she's like, I want to get the $3,000 Traeger. I'm like, okay.
All right, listen, have a good weekend, and thank you for coming on with us this morning, Michael.
Hey, not a problem.
We appreciate you.
Have a great day.
You do as well.
All
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, what a great guy. Listen,
He's a great guy.
tonight it's June 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
Elvis night over at the Billtown Roadhouse with
Yes.
Mark Shelton.
Yes.
To benefit the Barrie Area Senior Center, $200 prize going to the best Elvis impersonator.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone over there, Mike, they're all saying,
Mm-hmm.
come tonight.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel like dressing up as Elvis,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter. You could you go as Maria Presley. Or Maria what? What is her name? Maria Presley.
You mean Priscilla?
Priscilla. Did I say Maria?
You
I meant.
did. You did.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. We'll forgive you.
Priscilla, you dress
We all
up.
know
Just
you're a
dress up. It
dumbass.
doesn't matter who you dress. Who cares? Just come dress. Have some fun. Dress up as one of his. You come as a Cadillac
Yeah. Do
And-
whatever you want.
and have fun tonight. It's going to be an incredible evening. If you've never seen Mark Shelton, if you've never heard Mark Shelton, frankly, you have no idea what you're missing. I mean, I don't even if you don't like Elvis, if you're going to after you see and hear and experience Mark Shelton.
Yes, he is an extremely good entertainer.
He lives right here in Vermont. He has been awarded one of the 20 best Elvis impersonators in the world. And if you stop and think about how many trillions of Elvis impersonators there are, that's really saying something. We're going to give away this CD right here, right now. Mark Shelton, 25 tracks on here. Blue suede shoes, all shook up. Treat Me Nice, Love Me Tender, they're all on here. We're going to give this away right now on the air to the first person that can text the answer of Elvis's first #1 hit on the U.S. Billboard pop charts. If you can tell me what it is and be the first to tell
I wish
me.
my Aunt Joan was listening because she'd tell you. She thinks that Elvis was the most amazing thing ever.
Yeah. Also earned him his first gold record, and I'll leave it at that. But you got to be the first to tell me his first #1 hit on the U.S. Billboard pop charts. Be the first to tell me, and you got a Mark Shelton CD, and we will see you tonight. It's going to be one hell of an evening. It really is. What else we have? You said Saturday, tomorrow, the Stephen Tracy ride.
No, the ride is
Saturday. Hold on, JD. Hold on, JD.
Yes, it is. So the Stephen Tracy ride is tomorrow, Saturday. June 3rd. 9:30 start, and it is
2834
South Hill Road, Williamstown.
That's where it starts.
That's the unload and start. And cars are welcome.
Yeah.
On this ride. 50-50 raffle, prizes for the top 3 hands, $10 per driver, $5 per passenger, and extra cards, or just come and ride for fun.
That's tomorrow.
That is tomorrow.
2834 South Hill Road.
Yes. And then tomorrow also from 11 to 2, we have the open house at 29 Peyton Lane, which is a part of the Beckley Hills Meadows.
I'm freaking out about that. That house is unbelievable.
I know you loved it so much. So we have that ad up as well. But if you have any questions or want to talk to anybody about what they currently have for sale, and what is available right now, what's upcoming, you can give any of the team members down there a call, 802-229-2721, and they'd be happy to talk to you.
That's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
That one is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, full walkout basement, 2-car garage.
Oh my God.
Stainless steel package for the appliances and the farmhouse apron sink, and the laundry room is in the breezeway between the garage and the kitchen. There's a back deck and a really nice porch out front.
Right.
That's covered. The porch is covered. The deck is not.
Amazing.
In this unit. So yeah,
If
and they have a lot of great stuff up there.
That side deck with all the sunshine. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, it's so
I know.
private.
You already said what you would do.
I'd be naked within seconds after the closing. I'd sign my name on that thing. I'd be butt ass on that
You
deck
have
out
to
there.
sign your name on it.
Oh, what a great house! So private and nice. You hear the chickadees. Oh, beautiful.
I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with you. I'm serious. I just don't even know anymore. And then don't forget the Family Fun Day.
Oh, my God,
That
yes.
is in Montpelier. That is on Sherwood Drive. And I'm trying to pull up that
That's tomorrow.
poster as
That's
well.
Claire Kendall. That's the co-executive director over there.
Yes, she just did a show with us.
She was on the air with us.
Yes, she was. So,
Family Center, Washington County. Family Fun Day.
Family Fun Day.
Tons of stuff for the kids. Let them burn off some steam.
Yeah.
Parents, there's going to be plenty of stuff for you. Unfortunately, it looks like Michael Booten has won the CD, the Mark Shelton
did.
CD, because he said that he thinks it was Heartbreak Hotel,
Because he's a...
and he was right.
Yeah.
He's right.
You mean Google was.
You think he Googled it?
Of course he Googled it.
Son of a
Michael
bitch!
Booten. Are you kidding? He's too young to know any of that.
He's Googling
shit.
stuff, and he's not inviting us over for the Traeger barbecue.
Yeah, well, he's probably supposed to be working right now too, but he's been chatting with
of a
you for an
bitch.
hour.
God damn it. Yeah. So yes, it was Heartbreak Hotel. First #1 hit on the U.S. Billboard pop charts.
Yeah. So I don't know. I can't pull it up right now for some reason.
For which one now?
Well, I wanted to pull up the Family Fun Day, so I could give the hours and everything, and I can't seem to put my finger on it right
I
this
think
minute.
it starts
It's
at
making me
11.
upset.
Starts at 11.
It's 2 hours. I know that, and but I'll make sure all of that stuff gets posted up. And there are some really good movies out as well. And people, keep your eyes open because soon they're going to introduce the Barry Art Splash scavenger hunt.
No.
They did that last year too, and a lot of the kids and even adult community members had a great time.
Oh my God.
Doing that. It's a lot of fun.
I've got it right
So-
here. It's on the screen right now. Family Center, Washington County.
Good,
Family
thank you.
Fun Fest, June 3rd, 11 to 1, rain or shine.
Yeah.
Absolutely free. Free, let's see, cheese. Oh, yeah, that's right. Cabot's doing cheese, ice cream, popcorn, music with Rockin' Around the Friendly Pirate. That guy kicks ass.
He does.
Oh, he is so incredible.
Well, good.
Really. They got pony rides. You think I could get on a pony?
No.
Break its back?
No, you cannot.
Storytelling, book giveaways, obstacle course, arts and crafts, face painting. It's just going to be
Lots of
amazing.
stuff. And then there's always Main Street. Walk down Main Street. Check out the local businesses that are here. Check out the Art Splash. Check out all the beautiful flags that are now up and will stay up on. It's just beautiful down here.
it really is.
Did you see they've started doing the gardens and the medians and stuff? Every time I drive by the ladies, I need to stop doing this because I scare the crap out of them. I roll down my window and holler thank you, but it scares the poor things to death when I do that.
Hit him with an air horn.
Well, I don't beep at them because I thought that would scare them. But screaming out the window, thank you,
These
scares
ladies-
the shit out of them too. Don't do that. Slow down, stop. Maybe say thank you by bringing them on water or something.
These
but don't
ladies
yell
are
thank you at
amazing.
them.
They're amazing. I mean, they're doing all
They
the
look
flowers.
beautiful. There were several ladies and a couple of gentlemen out there yesterday working really hard in the heat and amongst the black flies, getting it done. And they're doing an amazing job. It looks beautiful.
If you wear
Thank you. Whoever you are, thank you a million times.
If you wear Crocs, underwear, and a hairnet, black flies will stay away from you. Trust me. What's going on with Giroux
Has
General?
nothing to do with your outfit, JD. Why? They
What's
stay
going
away
on with
from
Giroux
you.
General Transport? They've got more. We need to get Tracy.
June
in here.
19th. They have a class coming up June 19th.
We need to get Tracy in
And
here.
so, get
That's
signed
fine.
up. Their classes book super fast, and she and Bill may be doing something with us real soon. Actually,
We have to do that.
getting together here at the studio
Because
so
if someone out there is even kind of like even 1% thinking about possibly becoming a truck driver, even like a quiet little thing speaking to them in the back of their mind, but they haven't acted on it yet, or at least learned about it, about what's involved. You're crazy not to get in touch with Giroux General Transport. You just have to. You have to. Mm-hmm. You have to.
yes, I agree.
The Gunner Brook Fishing Derby is tomorrow. It's from 8 till noon over at La Chinese Interiors. That's where registration takes place on Plainfield Brook Road. Registration starts at 8. Don't be an asshat and show up at 10 looking to register. Be there at 8 o'clock, Mom and Dad.
Yeah,
Don't be
be
late
like-
to this.
don't be JD.
Right.
Right, get there on time.
You'll see right here. It's for, well, first of all, it's free. It's for kids age 5 to 14. Think I could pass as a 14-year-old?
No,
Damn it.
I do not.
What is this? 94 years? What? 90? How's that possible? How's that possible?
I don't know, but we had a lot of guesses. Are you sure Michael Putin was first?
94 years. Prizes for all children. Be there. catch a damn fish. Yeah, he was.
All right, I'm gonna have to go back and look at the timestamps on these suckers.
Are you saying Booten may not have won?
May not have, because we have quite a few guesses here.
All
I'm
right.
just saying.
Don't forget, tonight, Noah McLean is going to be with Laurie
I kind of think
Shepard.
maybe this Cassidy Simons may have come in before Michael Booten
Don't listen to
with
her.
the correct answer.
4 Quarters podcast tonight,
Just saying.
5:30. Laurie Shepard is the host. Noah McLean, voice of the Mountaineers, going to be on the air. 5:30. Where? On Aired Out? No. 4 Quarters podcast. Where is that? That's on Facebook. 4 Four 4 Quarters podcast. Type it in. Follow the page. And Laurie Shepard, goddamn rock star. Everyone knows her. Her and Tanya McCauley. I mean, they're incredible people. So catch it tonight, 5:30. Have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you tonight. Mark Shelton over at the Billtown Roadhouse, Elvis night. It's going to be amazing. Maybe I'll show up tonight in my Elvis Speedo.
Oh, stop. Just dump the mics. For God's sakes, dump the mics.